Have you ever felt that certain thoughts or feelings keep attracting similar experiences into your life? As if you were a magnet. Actually, you are. Your mind doesn't just think, it broadcasts. Your heart doesn't just feel, it transmits. And whether you're aware of it or not, every thought, every emotion sends out a signal, and the universe always responds to that signal. As physicist William Walker Atkinson once said, the vibrations of mental forces are the finest, and therefore the most powerful vibrations that exist. And that is precisely what makes you magnetic. Your dominant thoughts do not remain locked inside your head. They reach outward and shape what comes back to you. The universe is not random. It is responsive. It reflects back the energy you send out consistently, faithfully, and without judgment. This does not mean you never truly wish or hope for something. You are tuning in. Just as a radio tunes into a set frequency, you attract what aligns with the vibration you're in. Here's the powerful part. You can actually change that frequency. You can align yourself with peace, love, abundance, and clarity. You can communicate with the universe, not with words, but with intention, with vibration, with energy. And when you do that, things begin to change. The right people show up. Timing aligns. Opportunities arise. Not because life suddenly becomes lucky, but because you're finally in sync with the signal you need to send out. Stay with us because I'm about to explain how you can communicate with the universe and align your frequency with it. Get ready to start creating the life you've always wanted to live. Before we go into this, I want you to do 3 things. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave the number 777 in the comments. You can also share it with someone you want to benefit from this video and support their spiritual awakening. Now let's go deeper. The universe is a reflection of consciousness. All manifestations of the external world are a projection of the frequencies we carry within our inner world. Our thoughts, feelings, and even our unconscious reactions, all of these are like signals we send out into this vast energy field. And the universe's response is always neutral. What you send out comes back to you. What you feel multiplies. That's why communicating with the universe is actually much simpler but much deeper than we think. The first step on this journey is to pay attention to your attention. Because the universe doesn't listen to what you say, it watches what you focus on. Your attention is the direction of your energy. Energy is the raw material of creation. If you pay attention to a thought, you amplify it. The more you repeat it, the stronger the signals you send out, and the universe interprets these signals as commands. Yes, send more of this. Everything you pay attention to is your approval. Every experience you think you don't want but keep focusing on sends the message to the universe. I choose this. This is where selective attention comes into play. Like an orchestra conductor, you choose which thoughts to amplify and which to silence. Because the vibration you choose determines the tone of your reality. The universe speaks to you, but in its own language, vibration. Your emotions, thoughts, and even the sensations in your body are part of this language. The universe understands not words but feelings. The more strongly you feel an emotion, the more clearly you communicate it. And this communication triggers the universe's creative mechanism. However, being mindful is not enough. In the second step, the secret of true creation is revealed, living in the present. The universe does not perceive the past or the future. It only knows the present moment. Expressions such as I will be, or I will have in the future, are signals of lack to the universe, because you are still vibrating in the later, not the now. Yet the realm of creation is the present. The feeling of I am, I have, I live. That is the frequency the universe hears. The next step in communicating with the universe is to expand your consciousness. This step is not just about acquiring more information. It is about beginning to perceive reality from a new depth. Expanding consciousness requires giving up the idea of seeing life as a linear story, and instead conceiving of it as a multi-layered game. The rules are sometimes invisible, the outcomes often unpredictable, but mastering the game is possible, as long as you are aware. Consider a poker game. If you're new, your moves remain superficial. It's not so much which card is played, but whose intentions that determine the outcome. The workings of the universe are similar. As your level of consciousness increases, you begin to perceive not only your inner voice, but also what is happening around you with a broader awareness. You sense the invisible, you hear the unspoken. This is what opens the door to experiencing life not as a passive observer but as a conscious creator. As your consciousness expands, you begin to pay attention not only to events but also to their causes and energetic background. You realize that what you once called coincidence actually occurs within an order. The game may still be complex, but now you can sense the rules, and this sense expands the space in which you can play with free will. Observing your own thought patterns, recognizing old programs, seeing how traumas or belief systems shape your decisions today, this is what consciousness expansion is all about. Which frequency you choose within the infinite potential of the universe depends entirely on your level of awareness. The more variables you become aware of, the more powerful choices you make, and those choices enable you to become the architect of your own reality. The fourth layer of communication with the universe is listening to your inner guidance system. This system is your purest compass, silent, direct, and never misleading. People often look outward, saying, "The universe should send me a sign." Yet the universe's clearest sign is what you feel. If something feels good inside you, that path resonates with you. If it feels bad, it's a warning. This direction is not right for you. Inner guidance speaks not in words but in energy. Your mind can tell you 1,000 things, logical reasons, explanations filled with past fears and future anxieties. But your inner voice suddenly becomes clear. A sudden feeling, a sense of relief, warmth, or lightness. All of these are how the universe speaks to you. Because the universe reaches you at your frequency, there is an important distinction here, separating true inner guidance from ego-driven desires. The ego is often after short-term pleasures, a false happiness, a fleeting satisfaction. But inner guidance brings peace. It creates a deep sense of wholeness. The ease you feel after making a decision is the approval of that inner system. That's why it's more important to feel than to think. Overthinking disconnects you directly from your intuitive power. The universe always shows you the way, but this direction comes not through signs but through feelings. Don't try to justify things that make you feel bad with mental rationalizations. Let them go. Don't question the things that make you feel good. Follow them, because that is where your real dialogue with the universe begins. Emotional vibrations are a navigation system. They tell you to continue here, or change your path. At every moment, with every choice, following these inner inclinations frees you from mental confusion and aligns you with your true self. You no longer try to control external conditions, because your inner compass is already guiding you toward your highest potential. Communicating with the universe is about feeling. It is about allowing. It is about trusting. And it is about repeating this every day, every moment. Because inner guidance is not a one-time signal, but a continuous flow of guidance. When you are ready, it is already speaking. Welcome to the fifth and deepest layer of communicating with the universe, transforming your subconscious through repetition. This step goes beyond words to show where true creation begins in the depths of your mind, in your subconscious. The subconscious is the structure closest to the workings of the universe. Like the universe, it is impartial, non-judgmental, and non-discriminatory. It accepts whatever you give it. It does not distinguish between reality and fantasy. When you remember an event from the past, it sends a signal to all your cells as if you were reliving that event at that moment. And the universe takes this vibration as a reference. That's why staying in the past is like rewriting the same cycle over and over again in your subconscious. Old pains, old disappointments, or beliefs of inadequacy. Whenever you focus on these, your subconscious perceives this vibration as now, and the universe continues to call upon similar experiences, thinking, so this is what you want. If you want to change the language of your subconscious, you must repeatedly load a new frequency. This is possible through the power of repetition. Just as a seed sprouts when watered every day, a thought only takes root when repeated. But this is not just mechanical repetition. It must be an internal practice done with feeling, belief, and acceptance of its existence in the present. If you have a lack of self-confidence in your inner world and want to change this pattern, you must constantly introduce a new reality to your subconscious. For example, I am the most self-confident person in the world. Simply saying this is not enough. You must feel this sentence, live it, and resonate with it. Because the subconscious is shaped not by words, but by the intensity of emotions. At first, this new belief may feel fake or forced to you, because your current internal software resists by saying, "This is not you." But again, it breaks through the subconscious's security walls. Loading the same belief every day with love and determination creates a transformation. First mental, then emotional, then behavioral, and at this point the universe steps in. As the new frequency begins to vibrate, your experiences begin to reflect this new vibration. You speak more confidently, your body language changes, and the people you encounter perceive you differently. In other words, the external world becomes a mirror of the new software you have written internally. The subconscious mind functions like a storage facility. All the beliefs you acquired in childhood from society, family, and past experiences are stored here. These beliefs automatically govern your behavior. If the "I am not valuable" pattern is active in your subconscious, no matter how positively you think, this frequency continues to operate in the background. That is why it is necessary to transform these patterns not only through thought, but also through a combination of repetition and emotion. The good news is the subconscious is on your side. Whatever you teach it, it will make you experience. If you want to transition to a new self, you must first repeat this new self every day. Close your eyes, embody that self, think like it, feel like it, and act like it. This is not a game. It is the real creation process. Repetition is the most effective teacher of the subconscious mind. And when the subconscious mind is trained, the universe acts accordingly. Because your vibration is your choice, and the universe always says yes to that choice. But the true power of repetition lies not just in the words, it lies in the vibrational shift that repetition brings. When you repeat the same belief with enough feeling, the subconscious mind believes it. And when the subconscious mind believes it, the universe believes it too. Because the universe is a reflection of what you believe, not just what you say or think, but what you become. Once your subconscious mind perceives a new belief as true, this perception sends a powerful signal to the universe. And the universe never questions this signal. It simply says, "Okay, if you say so, then so be it." Now is the time to ask yourself this question. What have you been telling yourself up until now? And where have these words taken you? If you have repeatedly told yourself, "I am not good enough," "I am unlucky," "I am always late," the universe has confirmed it, because each repetition was engraved into your subconscious like a frequency code. And when your subconscious began to vibrate at that frequency, the universe responded accordingly. But now, you are aware, you now have the power to choose. And the only thing you need to start a new reality is a determined repetition and the power to feel. Close your eyes and say a sentence to yourself. Perhaps this: "I believe in myself, I am transforming, and every day, I am aligning more and more." Now don't just say these words, feel them, as if this transformation has already begun, as if there is now a universe before you that no longer doubts you, as if it is watching you and saying, "When you believe enough, I will set everything in motion," because that's truly how it is. The universe doesn't negotiate with you. Whatever you send out, it simply confirms. That's why the responsibility for creation lies entirely with you. And that's not a bad thing. On the contrary, it's an immense freedom. You can choose which words to repeat, which emotions to resonate with, which beliefs to nurture, and which version of yourself to become. This choice is the first brick of your new reality. But it doesn't end here, because in such a powerful creation process, one of the things you need most, perhaps the quietest one, is trust. You have aligned your energy and begun to transform your subconscious with your repetitions. But your mind immediately whispers, "When will it happen? When will I see the results?" And this is where most people fall out of the creation process, because the language of the universe does not understand impatience. It is not a result machine, but a reflection mechanism. When you say, "It hasn't happened yet," the universe hears that frequency and responds, "It hasn't happened," because you don't feel like it has happened. You are waiting, and the state of waiting produces an energy that puts creation on hold. Surrender is therefore very valuable. Surrender is not letting yourself fall into the void. It is trusting your new frequency. It is letting go of the question, will it happen? And turning to the question, am I ready? Because the real question is not time, but alignment. If you are aligned, that reality is already with you. Even if it is not yet physically visible, it already exists energetically. And the universe recognizes this. What you need to do is to take root in your new self. Every day, again, with patience and determination. Once you have planted the seed, there is no need to watch it. All you need to do is water it and trust. And this trust is to say, I am ready, vibrationally. This is the message the universe hears most. I am ready, I already am, and I am just continuing to live myself. At this point, the universe begins to respond to you, not only through external experiences but also through internal transformation. You feel more at peace. You make clearer decisions. Things that used to trigger you no longer shake you, because you have changed your frequency. This is an invisible power that reflects throughout your entire life. And at this point, I want to lead you to the next question. How can I maintain this new energy state? Because true creation is not just about reaching it, but about staying there. It's not just about reaching a high frequency. It's about learning to live at that frequency. This leads us to our next step. True creation is not just about reaching the energy you want, but about being able to maintain that energy state. Feeling powerful, sufficient, abundant, or filled with love for a moment is beautiful, but being able to sustain that feeling, that's when life begins to change completely. Stabilizing your frequency is like a musician learning to stay on the right note once they've found it. At first, it may be easy to catch that high vibration. A beautiful meditation, an affirmation, a motivational video, or a meaningful conversation can lift you up. But then life intervenes and wants to pull you back into your old rhythm. This is where mastery begins. The question is no longer how do I rise, but how do I maintain this high state? And the first step is learning to return with awareness. When your energy drops, when you find yourself in old thought patterns or familiar emotions, there's no need to panic or blame yourself. Just notice, you've strayed off course, but you can always return. Remember, this is not a race. Maintaining a steady frequency is not about being perfect. It is a state, an intention. The most important skill is being able to call yourself back. So how do you do that? First, notice what is pulling you down. Which people, which environments, or which inner voices cause your energy to drop? Ask yourself this question honestly, because you can't neutralize the triggers that disrupt your energy without identifying them. Once you recognize them, your conscious mind kicks in, and their effects gradually fade away. Then start realigning your energy every day. How you wake up in the morning, how you think during the day, how you end the night. All of these influence your frequency. When you open your eyes in the morning, take a moment for yourself. Quietly say to yourself, today, I am directing my energy. I am making the choice. This body, this space is mine, and it is sacred. Pause a few times throughout the day, breathe, and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And do I truly want to feel this way? This simple question is one of the simplest ways to direct your energy. When your mind is confused or an emotion overwhelms you, just breathe, deeply and slowly, in through your nose, out through your mouth. You will notice the emotion beginning to dissipate, because breathing is the natural key to resetting your energy. And make space for things that bring you joy. A song that brings you peace, an image that raises your vibration, a few words that nourish your soul. Don't underestimate them. All of these carry energetic frequencies. What you consume determines how you vibrate. These habits may seem small, but as they repeat, they transform you. Because the more often you return to a high energy state, the more your mind begins to accept that state as normal. And over time, that state becomes your new default vibration. Also remember, it's easy to stay high when the outside world is going well. True mastery is being able to stay centered in your inner balance even when the outside world is chaotic. Because the universe reads not how you react to the outside world, but how you hold yourself inside. When you keep your frequency steady, life begins to align with you. When you experience something difficult, immediately remind yourself, this is not a test. This is a moment when I will realize how well I can maintain my frequency. If you can remain calm, even in the midst of a storm, that is when true creation begins. Because in that state, your energy is unconditional, and unconditional energy is the purest, most powerful frequency to which the universe responds. And do you know what the most powerful fuel for this state is? Gratitude. But not just saying thank you. Feeling gratitude as if something that hasn't happened yet has already happened. Being able to say from your heart, thank you for existing, even to someone you haven't met yet. Because this state sends the following message to the universe: I already have it. And the moment the universe hears this, it says, since you're satisfied, more is coming. At that point, you're no longer just talking, you're co-creating with the universe. If this message has stirred something within your soul, know that it's no coincidence. These words didn't reach you by chance, because you're not an ordinary person. You didn't come to this world just to survive, but to create, transform, and remember your light. The universe wants to talk to you. It's been talking to you for a long time, but now, you've started to hear it too. That subtle yet deep voice inside you is whispering, you're ready. You've always been ready. You just remembered now. Remember, the universe responds to your frequency, and you can choose this frequency at any moment. This inner movement that begins now will change not only your energy, but the energy of everything you touch. Because when you change, reality changes. When you align yourself, the universe aligns with you. And when you return to yourself, life begins to speak to you. There is a new you now, and the universe is eager to meet it. See you in the next timeline.